I, I feel like you've been summing it up perfect. Right, so be us, be fucking, I don't know, after high school, like a year after. Hey, you all go watch a movie for Halloween? Said one of
Aye.
yous. The other person said, aye. And then because we don't drive and buses are shit, we were like, well, we can't go too late. So, we went to pretty much the earliest showing you got on Halloween. We didn't think there would just be no horror movies on. We thought they would have at least one horror movie on at fucking
It was a horror
6 a.m.
comedy.
It was fucking Scout's Guide to Zombies featuring
No,
Nathan.
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, okay? We
Featuring,
have to. Can we skip
featuring no
this?
one.
Aye.
Featuring zero actors that you would know.
Nobody
Um,
you would fucking care
they
for.
had they had the cowboy guy, the from Anchorman.
Aye.
They had him, and basically, it was shite. Nothing much to say about that. It's definitely the worst movie I've seen in the cinema.
So what we have to also talk about is that there was like only 4 of us there, right? It was me and him, and in the back, in the front.
Wow.
just cancel the fucking quest
Aye.
at this point.
Where's fucking tell a story?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, so basically, so me and him, and in the far back, there was a couple that decided to see the movie as well, right? And
They went there to shag.
yes, they went there to shag, right? They were pretty
And they were
much.
like, Nathan's gonna watch this movie.
Oh, nobody did. Nobody wanted to, right? And I don't blame them, But we were there because we were like, oh man, maybe it'll be like Shaun of the Dead. It'll be funny. It'll be great and all that shit. It'll be so good.
But I'm pretty sure we had no other choice. So we were like, it probably won't be that bad. It'll probably be okay.
Aye, and
It'll
then
be
it
like,
turned out to be the worst movie we've ever seen, right? It's fucking
together.
shocking.
Well, actually, no, it might be the worst thing I've ever seen because if I see a movie that I don't like myself, I'm just gonna fucking stop watching it. But this is like, we've paid the money, we've got fucking nothing else to do, we're gonna have to watch this thing, and
Aye.
it's just fucking I literally remember only one scene of like some fucking woman with big tits. That was it.
I remember
That's the only thing I remember.
this scene where the guy the guy's eating out the girl, but then it turned out it was a zombie. So
Aye.
it was like,
And then,
it's so funny.
amazing part, like just about when the film ended.
I
like, just
swear
about
there was a
near-
part in that movie where there was a
Aye.
zombie's dick, and the zombie's dick got stretched like super far for some reason, right?
That
I
might be-
swear,
that sounds like that happened.
right? Basically, it was supposed to be a comedy, right? A horror dark comedy. Nothing in the movie was funny. Nothing in the movie was likable, other than maybe that actress that played like the older girl. Like I felt bad for her because she was at least trying. I don't know.
I remember no lassie.
Yeah, you don't remember anything, because that's good, right? But I just remember her, and I remember that she at least put in some effort, right? So basically, the movie did its thing, it happened, we don't remember anything that fucking happens in it, other than a
One
few
more thing,
stuff.
though, right before that movie ended, that couple was gone. They fucked and left. Like they didn't even stay for the movie.
Yeah, we did. We
did.
We had to. We tortured
did.
ourselves, right? And then
The side note before you get to the next bit though, I was fucking ill as fuck that
yes,
day. Right after, like we had
Right
McDonald's
after
or
the
something
movie.
before it, and I was like, was it after the movie we went to McDonald's or the one before it?
I don't
Awesome.
remember. It doesn't really matter. I just remember like the movie made you ill.
I was ill for other reasons, but yes, the movie didn't help. I was just it was bad. We left there, and we were like, okay, you know what? That's it. We're done. It must have been like Was it like 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 7 o'clock?
It was like 8 or 9 o'clock, somewhere around.
Eight or
No, you're right.
somewhere
It
around.
was 8. It was fucking 8, right?
Oh.
And then we went to a supermarket called Asda, right? And we were trying to get a taxi. Now, he phoned the taxi.
I phoned the taxi
Yes.
through their system, through their
Yes.
like own little in-house phone thing. And I kind of didn't think about it that back then, but I think about it now, and it's like, oh, it was Halloween. That time when a bunch of people get pissed and go
It
out
was
and
also a
fucking
Sunday.
hire taxis. It was also a Sunday. It probably the worst time to ever get a taxi, especially a system that doesn't actually work.
Aye.
Don't ever use a fucking supermarket phone to give all a taxi. Just use your phone.
Well, guess what? Because the fucking other people, when they called it, they got their fucking taxi. We
They
didn't.
just got it back. I was the only one that did it the stupid way.
He did it the stupid
then-
way as well.
And then you were like after like less than an hour, maybe an hour, you were like, I'm just gonna walk home.
Okay,
And I was like, no,
that's
it will come. It will come.
that's not
And
what happened.
I'm being
right?
sick in the bushes.
Aye, that's not what happened, right? So we went to the thing. He calls the taxi. We're standing outside Asda, right? And we're waiting for the taxi. And we're thinking it's going to be 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, the taxi hasn't shown up. And then we're just looking and going, right? And then I start laughing, right, to cope with how bad the situation is, right?
You just start laughing.
I have manic laughter, okay, which I have started doing on Overwatch as well. Like, I do it when stress really gets to me, because I don't want to be sad or some shit. I just laugh it off, right? So I'm laughing like fuck, right? And I'm looking like an insane person in front of all the people there. I'm like 17 or some shit, and all the people that are there can see me laughing. And I'm just laughing so fucking loud. And Daniel's next to me.
I'm like crouched down sitting in the chair, like.
No,
actually,
you were standing, right, and you were holding your stomach, and you're like, he just looked at me and said, "Here, I'll help you a minute," right? You walk 10 feet away from me, you go to the fucking plants, and he just vomits
I
all
have
over
the
the
respect though
plant.
to just tell people that's what's gonna happen. Like, I can hold it in for a solid 10 seconds before it happens and go, I'm just gonna go somewhere I think it's okay to be sick.
Right, and he's
It's
sick
not
all
okay
over.
to be sick on stone.
I don't think it's okay to be sick on the plants.
The plants can suck up. They can get nutrients from that. They're
Right.
fine. But doing it on stone means someone will eventually have to clean that up.
Aye,
The
I mean,
plants, it'll eventually go away.
all you did was kill a bunch of insects. You're fucking.
I probably made a lot more insects happy.
Aye, but he
Fucking
did that.
chewing up my fucking
And then
chicken goose.
I'm laughing way fucking harder because of what I just witnessed.
And I'm getting way more depressed.
Yes.
Because the laughing ain't helping me.
Oh, it's not helping you because you're not laughing. You're you're fucked, right? And that's the thing, is that we're just talking about how, like, this is actually the worst Halloween night of our lives, and it's probably going to be the worst thing ever. It was like, I don't know when this was, 2018.
No, not 2018. That's too fucking soon. It was. I'm willing to say this was before PS4.
Possibly. But, aye. So, he then decides, you know what, I'm gonna go check the fucking thing. I'm gonna phone them up again, right? So he goes into the thing, and I imagine the conversation on the phone is, "Where's our taxi?" Right? But I'm
I
outside.
guess I'll fill in for this part that you didn't involve in. I'll just say my wee bit. Went inside, used the phone, was just like, hey, look, I've been waiting here for fucking ages. Where's the taxi? And they didn't really understand what I'm talking about. They're just saying it'll be another 20 minutes. And I'm just like, okay, right, okay. Get an unexpected encounter
With a bunch of people from high school.
by 3 people from high school. I've left high school a year now. I think you met someone in high school at the time. I don't remember
I was.
actually. Yeah. Okay.
No,
so
no, no. High school was finished. I think it finished, but there were people that I knew, so it was like,
okay.
you know.
I was out of high school a year and a half. See, then I'm
Right.
just about done, and meet them, and they're like, "Oh, Daniel, how you doing?" And I'm just like, I don't even like them that much, but it's the fact that I'm actually talking to other human beings, people that have had like a better time and more positivity around them, and I'm like, these people can save me. And I talk with them, and I don't know how much they add to this, but Rez does not have has a lot of bad blood between them.
Well,
Quite-
one's a cunt. One was a friend of mine who became a cunt, and one's, I don't know, just cow, I guess. You know. And then the other one was my best friend from primary school, who then turned his back on me. But you know,
Wait,
we
there was
resolved that. Aye, because he was there.
Oh yeah, he was there. I forgot he was there.
Like, it was him.
Honestly.
It was fucking Melrose, and it was, you know, those two. But basically, I hated, like, all of them. I hated all of them, and while I might have been laughing, I was so fucking angry inside. I was like, I know for a fact, right? So basically, I didn't know what was happening, right? So Danny comes out of Asda, he runs up to me, and this is the crazy thing, he's smiling so fucking hard, and I'm like, mate, you were just sick a little bit ago, and now you have like enthusiasm everywhere, you're reeking of fucking joy, and you come up to me and you go, oh Rez man, Rez, guess who I met those arseholes you don't like. And I'm like, so you're telling me that they've called a taxi as well? Aye. So I make the smart decision.
Those we don't like that might have a taxi home.
Why? But I make the smart decision of, so they're gonna come out over here. These people I don't like, who also don't like me. And what's probably gonna happen is if I stay here.
No, I did tell them you were here.
Wow.
I didn't just tell
I didn't
them, like,
actually know that part of the story.
I mean, of course I was going to say... What? I wouldn't say, hey, can you give me a lift home and someone else? And then I'll give you a fucking Halloween mask and pretend you're some cunt.
Well, point is...
I mean, they genuinely didn't seem to have an opinion.
Aye,
I'll be fair. But then the only one who actually came out was Reese and Melrose.
Aye. But basically he came out and I was like, okay, you know what? If you want to wait with them, do that. I'm gonna walk home. So I decided to walk home, and it was like, I don't know how the fuck this happened, right? But I swear to Christ, it was 8 when we left the cinema. We must have gotten McDonald's afterwards, right? We must have.
No way.
Right?
Guarantee we didn't.
Because we were waiting for 2 to 3 hours at the fucking supermarket in that case. Because by the time I got home, it was 3 in the morning. And it's not that far of a walk.
No way it was 3 in the morning, though.
Mate, it was fucking that long.
It was late enough though that I was like, I don't want to walk home with you because I thought we'd get stabbed. Now that was my initial thought. I'll be fair, if I'd waited 2 hours there and then decided that, I would have been like, that's stupid, I should have just walked home. Fuck it. Because we could have waited there 2 hours. But then, after the fact of you going, I'm just gonna leave, I was like, I do feel fucking awful. But
you got your
home.
but here's the thing, right? So
I can go home. I offered him to come home, and I really shite offer, I'll be fair.
Alright, but this is what was amazing, right? So we were there like 2 hours before they were, right? They phone their taxi shows up. Their one shows up.
They phoned, but like I said before, I know now, it's also because you shouldn't use a fucking payphone.
But you told me they used the payphone?
No, they didn't. What, did they? No, they used their own phone, surely.
No, because that's what you told me, is that they went into Asda to call the fucking phone.
No way they would have done that because there's 4 of them there. One of them would have had a working fucking phone. Like,
Who knows? But point is, that's what happened. Their taxi shows up, and then what you told me was, you said to them, "Here, can I get in this taxi with you, and I'll pay for my fare." Right. So you got home, right? Eventually, and then I walked through the pitch black streets at fucking our areas.
The cinema.
Right? Yeah,
Already.
I know our areas, and it was like, I left at around 11, and maybe fucking I got home at 3, right? And unbeknownst to you, there was more to this story that I never told, right?
Oh yeah.
Aye. So I told you that I got home, right? Walking past everything, right? I went through that dark path between Morrison's and our school, right?
Aye.
And
No lights.
why? Pitch black, right? And eventually, I got to the fucking, I got to, the town, right? When I got past that town, my dad phones me, and my dad's like, "Yo, where are you? Like, where the fuck are you?" Because it's like 2 AM or some shit, right? So he comes and picks me up. I told him I'll be home soon, right? You don't need to worry, I'll literally be fucking home soon. But it's a Sunday, my dad's piss drunk, right? He drives drunk to pick me up, okay? And then when he picks me up, he's a complete arsehole, because that's what he does, right? He's like, "Oh, it's all your fault that I'm here, eh? Because look at me, I'm fucking drunk and he pick you up." I'm like, "Look, mate, I literally told you I was going to walk home." But he doesn't care, right? He's pissed drunk.
Yeah,
But
that pish.
as he's pissed drunk, he gets more alcohol from the shop as well, right? And he drives home with me in the
Which
car
just says a lot
and
about
my
the fucking
uncle.
shops and that they'll just serve you.
Aye.
Don't give a fuck.
Drunk. So I get home, and then I get the whole speech of like, "Oh, you're a fucking complete cunt and all that. We were worried sick about you and all that shit, and I had to pick you up drunk and shit," and like make me feel like shit and stuff. I'm like, "Look, I just don't care, right? I walked home from the fucking Asda shop." Right, in the middle of the cold winter fucking night. At this point, I feel dead inside. Right, and then basically I went to sleep, and then the next day after, we talked about how shite the night was.
Yeah, and every year since then we still talk about how shit the night is. And I will say, I don't think I've ever had a good Halloween, really. It's all good in comparison, but I've never had a good Halloween. And part of me kind of blames that night, honestly.
Aye, I mean, that night's unforgettable, but that is the story of the worst
I'm
Halloween.
getting quite depressed, honestly, right now. This isn't a scary story, this is really fucking depressing.
It is?
This is like, this is actual like shit, man.
Oh aye, it's terrible. That's how bad it is.
There's no way to say my perspective, I was fucking...
triggers PTSD.
No, exactly. There's no way to say mine though, like literally after you left I talked to them, fucking Melrose dressed up as fucking the Doctor for Doctor Who with a suit on, and I don't remember what Reese was dressed as, but then we got in a taxi and I paid like £5 and I was home, and then I was like...
You went to sleep. You just went to sleep.
Probably. I probably did, man. I probably had the best sleep of my life, honestly.
Aye. So
I was still probably a bit ill, so I was like, ugh.
Basically, what you have to do, especially if you're young and you watch this, is make sure you have someone that will pick you up.
Basically, what you can learn from this is, guys, you don't need to do it for Halloween. To have a good
especially because Netflix is a thing now, you can just...
Even then, it's like, you don't even need to hang out with pals. Halloween is only for popular people to go out and hang out in a fancy dress.
That's true. Popular people.
Popular people.
Aye. But, and also, Scout's Guide to Zombie Apocalypse, never watch the movie, please don't. It's not worth it.
It's probably free on something.
Probably. But that's it, that's the end, yeah!
Yay!